Hello everyone. Let us begin with the fourth unit of the topic solid state, which is divided in two parts. Part 1, imperfections or defects in solids. Part number 2 will be electrical and magnetic properties of solid, which will be a separate video. We have studied so far a structure of a crystal lattice and unit cell. All the pictures we had studied or models we had studied, they were all called a perfect crystal. Now in perfect crystal, all the constituent particles, that means atoms, ions or molecules, are arranged in a precise geometrical manner. That means every lattice point is occupied perfectly and there is a perfect stoichiometry and geometry in the crystal. In real crystals, it is not so. Things are slightly different and there are what they call as defects or imperfections. These imperfections are also known as defects in the crystals. So, scientifically, the definition becomes any deviation from orderly and stoichiometrically perfect arrangement of atoms, ions, or molecule in a crystal lattice is known as defect or imperfections. Let us study these imperfections in now detail. For understanding better, we are classifying the crystal defects. The first two types of crystal defects we have are called line defect and point defect, out of which they are further classified as line defect into edge dislocation and screw dislocation. Point defects are stoichiometric defects, impurity defect, and non-stoichiometry defects. In our syllabus, we will not be studying line defect at all. Let us further classify the point defects. Stoichiometric defects are of four types: Schottky defect, Frenkel defect, interstitial defect, and vacancy defect. Non-stoichiometry defects are subdivided as metal excess defect and metal deficiency defect. Impurity defect also has subclassification, but it's not so much clear, so we are not writing it here. Further, the metal excess defect is of two types: presence of anionic vacancy and presence of extra cations. As I said earlier, we will be studying all the types and subtypes only under point defect. The first type under point defect is stoichiometry defect. This is a subtype which will not disturb basically the stoichiometry of the solid. By stoichiometry here we mean the molecular formula. These defects are also termed as intrinsic defect or thermodynamic defect. These are of following types: vacancy defect, interstitial defect, Schottky defect, Frenkel defect. What is the basic difference? The first two, vacancy and interstitial defects, are shown by non-ionic solids, while Schottky and Frenkel defects are shown by ionic solids. Let us begin with all these four effects one by one. Let us take the first effect, that is vacancy defect. When some of the lattice sites are vacant, the crystal is said to possess vacancy defect. Imagine this particular picture of a lattice. We will show first of all an ideal crystal in the diagram. Then we will show how this converts into a vacancy defect. So as the definition goes, some lattice constants, lattice sites are vacant. So from the given regular crystal, if few sites get empty, vacant, the atoms have disappeared from there, then this defect is called vacancy defect. This results obviously into the decrease in density because mass of the substance is decreasing but volume overall will remain constant. This defect is usually developed when substance is heated. Let us go for another defect called interstitial defect. When some constituent particle occupy the interstitial site in the crystal, that is said to have interstitial defect. Let us imagine it in a picture way. This is going to be the ideal picture. And imagine in this ideal picture, if some other atoms occupy different atomic vacant site, then this is called interstitial defect. It is obvious that some atoms from other site have transferred over here. So this will result in the increase in the density. This defect is possible when interstitial void can accommodate constituent atom. So we must have a little larger size of the void, only then such a shift is possible. Let us come to Schottky defect. If you recollect, in the beginning I said Schottky and Frenkel defect are shown by ionic substances. Now we are going to consider here a case of A plus B minus, a cation and anion. The defect happens when equal number of cations and anion go missing from the lattice site. This is termed as Schottky defect. Imagine this is original regular picture of some crystal, and when Schottky defect is found, it will look somewhat like this. If you observe, from the first row B minus has disappeared, from the second row A plus has disappeared. When Schottky defect takes place, there are some particular conditions. First, this happens when the degree of ionic compound is very high. That means cation and anions are strongly positive, electropositive, and strongly electronegative. This happens with higher coordination numbers, something like 6, 8 or 12. Another condition is the small difference between size of cation and anion must be there. That means radius ratio is not below unity. What are the examples of Schottky defect? Potassium chloride, sodium chloride, silver bromide, potassium bromide, cesium chloride. From all your exam point of view, the examples is a must to remember for competitive as well as board exams. What are the consequences of this effect? The Schottky defect consequences go like this. As the number of ions decreases, volume remains same, density will decrease. Crystal with this defect can conduct electricity to a small extent due to the empty positions, holes created. Due to these holes created, stability of the crystal system also decreases. Let us come to the next defect called Frenkel defect. This is also found in ionic compounds. If an ion goes missing from a lattice site, causing a vacancy or a hole, and that ion occupies interstitial site somewhere else, such that electrical neutrality as well as stoichiometry is maintained. This is called Frenkel defect. Here let us imagine this ideal crystal, and now imagine in this ideal crystal one of the cation moves to some other position. This is called Frenkel defect. Usually, as we know, size of cations is smaller than anions. That's why the ions which migrate to the vacant positions are mostly cations and not anions. Examples which show this kind of defects are silver chloride, silver bromide, silver iodide and zinc sulfide. If you are a good observer here, you will find silver bromide shows Frenkel as well as Schottky defect. Let us come to the consequences of Frenkel defect. This defect is found in those compounds which have low coordination number and large difference in the size of cations and anions. Due to this defect, solids can conduct electricity to a smaller extent. Solids with this defect show no change in density, obviously because the mass has remained same. Due to presence of holes, stability of crystal also slightly decreases. We have finished with stoichiometric defects. Let us come to non-stoichiometric defects. If an imperfection causes ratio of cations and anions to become different from the ideal formula, these are called non-stoichiometric defects. These defects are first metal excess defect, which is of two types, anion vacancy and extra cations, and a second one called metal deficiency defect. So in total we are going to see three defects here: F center or anion vacancy, extra cations and metal deficiency. Let us start them one by one. First is called metal excess or anion vacancy, also known as F center. Imagine this very carefully. A negative ion may be missing from a lattice site, leaving a hole which is occupied now by an electron. So once again, imagine negative ion is missing and it's getting replaced by negatively charged particle electron. This is called anion vacancy. Due to this free electron, the crystal acquires color, and that's why this effect is termed in German language as F center, where F stands for Farbe, which is a German word for color. Imagine pictorially, this is our original crystal where A plus and B minus are arranged nicely, perfect crystal. And due to anion vacancy, imagine one of the anion gets replaced by an electron. So in the second row, second element, B minus is replaced with an electron. Practically, where do we find this? When sodium chloride crystal is heated with sodium vapor, excess of sodium gets deposited on the surface. Chloride Cl minus anion gets attracted towards sodium, diffuses through the surface and travels towards sodium. Then sodium loses electron and this electron takes place of the Cl minus which shifted. Due to this free electron, sodium chloride gets yellow color. It is found that lithium chloride, if you are putting excess of lithium, it turns pink in color. In potassium chloride, if excess potassium is present, it turns violet in color. Let us come to the second kind of defect, metal excess or extra cations defect. Extra cations occupying the interstitial site with electron in another empty site. This is called extra cations defect. Practically, if you see, this looks similar to Frenkel defect. Imagine it. This is originally the crystal lattice of cation and anion, and due to some defect, one of the cation extra and one electron additional comes in the empty spaces. One of the best example is when zinc oxide powder is heated, it loses oxygen atom and turns yellowish. This yellow color is because of the vacant space created and occupied by the free electron. Excess zinc ion gets trapped and free electron will also increase the electrical conductivity of the ionic crystal. The third defect is called metal deficiency defect. In this defect, metals with show variable valency can only show this defect. Imagine that there is a cation which is missing from a lattice site and that cation is replaced by another cation with a higher charge. Let us see this practically. Imagine this particular is a crystal lattice of A plus and B minus. In this we are going to make a small change where we will remove one of the A plus and replace it with A2 plus. Now imagine what happens due to this. FeO, one of the example, is found to have a composition of Fe 0.95O, and usually this ranges from 0.93 to to 0.96. Why such a thing happens? Because few Fe plus 2 cations are missing and they are replaced with Fe3 plus. The third type of defect is called impurity type of defect. Now in this impurity defect, when foreign atoms are present at the lattice site or at the vacant interstitial site, impurity defect is present. We have two different types under this. One is introducing impurity in covalent solids to produce p-type and n-type semiconductors. Second is introducing impurity in ionic solids. We are only going to discuss second defect over here. Let us imagine impurity defects in ionic solids. In ionic solids, impurities are introduced by adding impurity of ions. If the impurity ion is in a different oxidation state than the host ion, vacancies are created. For example, in sodium chloride crystal, if we replace sodium with strontium, one other sodium gets vanished. Now imagine why this happens. Sodium has a charge of +1. Strontium has a charge of +2. So when one sodium is replaced with Sr +2, that means +1 charge is replaced with +2. So to balance the positive charge, another vacancy is created. In molten NaCl containing a small amount of strontium chloride impurity, when it is allowed to cool, as we shown in the picture, Sr +2 is replacing sodium. So that means totally 2 sodium ions are removed to maintain electrical neutrality. This defect increases the electrical conductivity of the cations. The second impurity defect is called substitutional impurity defect. In this defect, foreign atoms are found at the lattice site in place of host atoms. The regular atoms are removed and they are replaced by impurity atoms. This is usually done to improve the property of the original material. Now in this case, we are going to imagine a particular case of alloy which is made up of copper and zinc. What we are showing right now is a copper array of atoms. From this copper array, if I remove few copper atoms and replace them with zinc, this becomes copper and zinc alloy, which is popularly known as brass. And this brass has copper zinc ratio as 3:1. The special thing in this diagram you can see is in every row or column there are 3 copper atoms and 1 zinc atom. Let us come to another substitutional defect which is called interstitial impurity defect. In this defect, impurity atoms occupy interstitial spaces of lattice structure. The interstitial impurity defect changes once again the properties of the original solid. Here we are imagining the structure of iron. These are the regular array of iron atoms. In this array, if I introduce carbon atoms in the interstitial sites, we produce what is known as stainless steel. This involves the interstitial impurity defect. If you know, pure iron is quite soft, malleable and ductile, while stainless steel is hard, strong, less ductile but shiny in appearance. This completes our unit of defects or imperfections in solid crystals.